Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. More Mars anomalies and artifacts. But before we get going, just want to give a huge shout out to Chris from Mars Anomalies and Beyond for the special mention in his last video. Thank you, Chris. I've got over 1,000 subscribers now. Thank you to all of those that came over from Chris on his recommendation and sub to my channel. Much appreciated, guys. Maybe YouTube will take my posts a little more seriously now. The shadow banning was really getting quite bad. Just couldn't get over that 1,000 subscriber mark. So thanks again to all of you. Do appreciate it, and I hope that you find this channel interesting and fascinating. Thanks, Chris, and also to Joe from Art Alien TV and Space Detective 1. I'll include a link to both of their channels in the description below. So let's get cracking on. Anomalies in Cerberus Fossae on Mars revealed. Another MRO high-rise epic looking at satellite photographs of Mars. The high-rise photograph we're analyzing, NASA calls Erosion within a Cerberus Fossae, acquired on the 4th of June 2019, and we'll be looking at 27.8 centimeters per pixel at 1:1 binning. And as usual, I'm showing you images cropped from the JP2 black and white map projected file, and there's a crop from the low-res JPEG, and the anomalies are located within these gullies. Located 10.33 degrees north, 157.16 degrees east. Very close to InSight Lander and Curiosity Rover. And it's in this ridge line over here, guys and girls. We'll have a look at some of the other anomalies in the region towards the end of the video. So there's the first anomaly right there. We've got these huge megalithic blocks, but we'll be looking at this rectangle over there, which measures about 12 by 5 meters, and it's got very smooth flat surfaces to it, straight edges. Check out this line coming through here, and right there in the center we've got another one of these megalithic protrusions, or knobs as they're called, and 90-degree angles. Let's have a look at some other megalithic blocks. You might have seen these as well. This is also close to InSight Lander and Curiosity Rover in Elysium Planitia. Got more of these blocks. These measure about 5 by 5 meters, and also smooth flat surfaces, straight edges and right angles. Check out this triangular block on top with the dome-like feature there on its center. So tightly packed together still. Some more of those over there. This measures about 8 by 4 meters, and that block there 4 by 5 meters. And what's interesting about this one is the little triangle that's been carved into this one side. Check out that strange circular object over there. Looks rather weird, don't know what that is. So these are just some other examples of megalithic blocks on Mars. I don't know what to make of this rather strange anomaly over there. That's about 20 meters long, and it looks as if it's some type of structure perhaps. Check out this piece over here. We've got that line coming through there, like a smooth triangular side to it over here, and then on top another very smooth flat surface, and then what looks like a hollowed out area over here. Then it comes up to what looks like a square opening there. There's a little rounded object in it. I don't know what this is. There's something similar. This is from my video Wreckage Pile Structures and Debris south of Kuiper, and also it looks like some type of metallic plate or container. Look at these straight edges there. We've got a right angle and also something sticking out of it. over there. Now, could this be another type of container like this one over there? Huge speculation on my part, I know, folks, but yeah, what can we make of those? One of these multi-sided, almost hexagonal shaped objects. This one measures about 12 meters across. Up close we can see this rounded side coming up to that point, and there is many others that I've found, so let's check those out. This one over here is from part 1, the Sidonian Neolithic artists and builders on Mars. Also we've got this one side coming up to that point, very similar to that one. And there's another one. This is from Megalithics and Wreckage west of Alexei Tolstoy on Mars. This here looks almost like some type of metallic debris. Look at the bend in this object over there. Little hole in it. Rather weird. This looks like some type of wreckage perhaps, who knows. But look at the similarity between these three objects. This piece measures about 20 meters long. Up close you can see relatively smooth flat surface, but check out these straight edges and the 90-degree angle over there. So could this be a megalithic slab like a monolith, a megalith, or is this some type of metal plate like sheet metal? Who knows? Up to the northern hemisphere near Insight Lander and Curiosity Rover, and we're right there in this ravine, guys and girls, where we've got these strange objects that we just checked out. So let's look at some of the other anomalies in this region. Just get some bearing over here. Gale crater is down there with Curiosity Rover. Insight Lander is over there in Elysium Planitia, and we were looking at anomalies over here. So let's check out these. Little pyramid, one of the sides still standing. Looks like the other three sides have been eroded away. And over here, but yeah, I don't have a close-up of it, but there's like a Rubik's Cube. It's got 3 rows of 3 similar blocks in each, just like a Rubik's Cube. It's very, very strange, and that measures about 8 by 8 meters. And this triangle over there, that, if I can recall correctly, is about 30 or 40 meters long, and each of these sides is about 40 meters long as well. Over here we've got what looks like some type of surface mining activity. Long, narrow, rectangular piece that's been, what it looks like anyway, carved out of the surface. We've got what looked like huge canals between these blocks over there, and some rather strange megalithic items to take a look at there. Go down to Insight Lander, and Insight Lander, believe it or not, also photographed what looked like megalithic blocks, a little smaller than those that we checked out. Check at that, we got smooth flat sides, 90-degree angles, straight edges, very interesting. And there we've got more megalithic blocks and features. So let's go back up to this area here and check what's up to the northeast. And this is very close to where we found those strange, what looked like fossilized horseshoe crabs. We'll take a close-up of that now. Huge blocks over here in this area. That measures about 22 meters long, if I can remember correctly. So straight sides and edges, right angles. Oh, let's check out. There's what looks like a pyramidal structure covered in sand. Here we've got a saucer and dome. Looks almost like the classic UFO or flying saucer. It's about 12 meters in diameter. Yeah, in this region we also have what looks like water seepage or liquid seeping up to the surface and running down gullies and sides of slopes. More megalithic structures and ruins. This is where we found those blocks that we checked out earlier. This L-shaped structure, which has a 90-degree angle there, is about 12 by 8 meters. Check the 45-degree angle on this longer side. And there, what looks like a little opening or entranceway. Another pyramidal feature there, that's about 80 meters long, if I can remember correctly. Also this round opening of about 15 meters in diameter. Rather weird, it doesn't look like a pit. There aren't any others like it in this region. We find these pits at the Monoliths, which is way down to the south. More megalithic blocks and alignments, and more liquid seeping up through the surface and running down gullies and these slopes. In this area of Elysium Planitia we find what looked like giant horseshoe crab remnants. So let's check those out. Yeah, we're looking at my blog and the landing page, and let's see if we can find the remnants of those giant horseshoe crabs, as we speculate they might be. And it's in this region over here, Cerberus Fossae, where scientists reckon there was a massive flood over this plain. And this is also where we find those strange horseshoe crabs, typical of mud-dwelling creatures of the past. So let's check those out. Here are two examples of these horseshoe crabs as found on Earth. And there they are on Mars. Check out the long tracks left over here. And in many of these you'll see we've also got these traveling in opposing directions, so not sure how a mud flow would cause that. So let's check over here. Here we've got one up there with a track behind it, there with another track. Check out this one over here as well. Long straight track behind it, constant width. As well, got a smaller one going up there, another one traveling up in that direction. And what's fascinating about these tracks is that they have the same characteristic as those left by these creatures on Earth. Check that out there. Looks like some type of fossil. Highly speculative, guys and girls, I know. So yeah, for example, we've got one leaving a track going up to the north, where the other tracks that we checked out were all going down south. So how does that happen in a mud flow? You'd expect all of these to flow in the same direction, but that isn't the case over here. So let's check that out again. There down to the south, and over here up to the north. So these two things were traveling in opposite directions, if I could put it that way. Very strange. So let's just check that out again. That long track behind these, and then the track that these creatures leave on Earth. Also constant width, with the sand heaped up on the outsides. Check that out. Very characteristic of these crabs. So could these be fossils? Who knows? With that said, this is it for Anomalies in Cerberus Fossae on Mars. As always, please leave your comments below. Let's see if we can, as a growing community, solve the mysteries of Mars and figure out what these anomalies are. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.